Hello, friends. Welcome to this podcast channel, Center of Excellence, Pharma 4. Today it is a 105th episode which I am recording. Today's topic is the connected batch. How, in the real time, digital twins are going to contribute into pharma supply chain operation. That's what I want to discuss about. Before starting up the episode, I want to give you a brief idea about our company, our digital social media platforms, and what is the focus area where we want to work. We have developed and designed a concept of Center of Excellence Pharma 4, that's by Dr. Jayan Joshi, myself, and the objective is various emerging technologies like cloud, artificial intelligence, machine learning, IoT, blockchain, robotics, chatbot are going to contribute in solving the problems for the pharma industry and is going to contribute in achieving operational and business excellence. With this objective, we have designed the course Smart Manufacturing in Pharma, which is available on Udemy platform, has got a 20 modules. The user can start with a module of his liking and can go on extending to the other modules. We have launched a YouTube channel about 5 years back. Today it has got more than 370 videos, starting from business strategies, various emerging technologies, business challenges into pharma industry, and how the roadmap can be drawn to achieve Pharma 4. And this goes to audits and validations also. The podcast channel which you are listening, today is a 105th podcast. We already have 104 podcasts. These are focused on to discussing about the recent developments into technologies, challenges into pharma industries, and the roadmap to achieve the success. We also have a book series, Center of Excellence Pharma 4, where we already have 9 books published, and these are discussing on to the various challenges into pharma industry. So after this, let me start with our agenda. I'm going to discuss about the introduction, applications into research and development, in manufacturing operations, quality control and compliances, advanced manufacturing integration and continuous operations, predictive analytics and machine learning integration, supply chain and logistic excellence, clinical excellence and patient-centric applications, market dynamics and investment acceleration, investment patterns and strategic partnerships, regulatory framework evolution and validation requirements, and finally, the technical infrastructure and implementation excellence. To start, I want to give you a brief overview about the digital twin technologies. This is a revolutionary technology mainly adopted in digital transformation, where technology integrates with the real-time data, does a predictive analysis, and help you in the intelligent automation. This does a creation of the virtual replica about the operations which are really happening at the manufacturing level. This is a living, breathing virtual replica of the entire pharmaceutical digital supply chain. This operates in a perfect synchronization with the physical counterparts. This is unprecedented levels of optimizations and help in enhancing the visibility, control, and optimization of the supply chain operations. This has got a huge market potential. Market growth is expected to go from 3 billion to maybe around 77 billion by 2034. Please note this. This is a huge potential, and it's really going to benefit a lot, which I'm going to discuss into my presentation. So this is going to have an impact onto pharma companies, starting from the drug development, manufacturing, distribution, and going up to the patient care. This is just to give you a brief idea about the diagram about the data flow. This is going to work with the virtual patient and then the digital drug development systems. There is a transformative applications about virtual modeling, and this is where it is going to integrate from the pharmaceutical R&D also, where we look at it in R&D is a changes which are really going to happen into the experiments which are going to carry out in the drug discovery stage, clinical trials design, and understanding the patient's responses. Virtual patient models can be developed which can really reduce by 90% reductions in the false drug target alerts, which are going to happen, maybe possibilities. This will reduce the R&D success rate, improve the success rate by reducing the failures or something, or reducing the time which is going to get involved into this through the molecular level simulations. This benefits the digital representations of biological system, testing the thousands of drug compounds virtually and identifying the right molecules, right experiments, right process parameters and all. So this will help in eliminating the ineffective options and all that. This gets connected to the production ecosystems. So intelligent manufacturing environments, continuous tracking analysis, and optimization of the production systems is a basic idea. Virtual representations and mirror trace reflections from the physical process is gives it the perfect fidelity. This improves the batch quality also. 25% improvements in the batch quality consistencies are observed into some experiments. Real-time optimizations of the production parameters is there. And this leads to the successful implementation by improving the visibility into the batch status, quality parameters, and process deviation. Predictive maintenance is another area where this can contribute a lot. This helps in achieving the 90% reductions into the unplanned downtime. As you are aware, into the process industry, failures from the machines, downtimes are really going to cut down the production. And in some cases, it may even give you a lower quality product also. So improving the plant availability, plant equipment quality standards is most important thing. So this helps, the digital twin helps in utilizing the failure identification and can help you in predictions of with the algorithms and all. Continuous monitoring of the health, that is monitoring the vibration patterns, temperature fluctuation, performance metrics. Again, as I mentioned earlier, the process parameters which needs to be monitored are being maintained, and that gives you a quality product with a less downtime and all. So predictive capabilities can also help in the maintenance scheduling and all. This is very important thing from the optimizing use of the machines and equipments and all. So less disruptions can help in a continuous production. Process optimizations through the golden batch analysis. What we are really looking over here by using adoption of the digital twins, you can optimal use of the operating condition, the process parameters and all that sort of a thing. This compares the successful production runs into the virtual model, which you can try it out and then try to see that replicate into the actual manufacturing processes and all that sort of thing. This is the replicate of the golden batch by identifying that high accuracy of the process parameters and all. And this may lead to 15 to 20% of the process improvements into the efficiencies and all that sort of a thing. This also helps you continuous learning because this goes on accumulating the data from the thousands of the production processes, and in a digital twin you can correlate those parameters and see how can innovate it and all those things for the betterment about the production processes and all. Real-time release testing is also identification that's also used into the digital twin, which can help in taking up the traditional quality control details, the data, which is a reactive forms, but can convert it into a proactive so that you can predict those and all that sort of a thing. And this can eliminate the delays into the production testing and all that because it's a continuous process and continuously you will be monitoring those things based on to the digital twin suggestions and all. And then that digital twin and the process analytical technologies, they can work together, they can integrate it and all, and that will give you a better quality verifications and all, and continuous monitoring will help and all. In case if there are possibilities of deviations or something, it can immediately suggest you to take a necessary corrective action. This is again another benefit from digital twin. Environmental parameter monitoring is also an important area from the pharma industry point of view, where you want to have a real-time data about the predictive analysis, the process parameters, the virtual things about the environmental details about the temperature, humidity, all other process parameters are also monitored and all that sort of a thing. This assured a good quality product from the pharma industry's point of view, and that's another advantage. This is again over here, as I mentioned earlier, also indicate that there is going to be a good potential market starting from 3 billion as on today, reaching to maybe 77 billion. So you should really take this into consideration for your drug manufacturing and distribution areas actually. Contamination detection and prevention. I'm just trying to see the various applications where it can be applied. So early warning capabilities are possible by identifying those possibilities of batch failures through the sophisticated modeling and all. If there are any contamination possibilities are there, how those can be monitored and controlled. Predicting those contamination events, before they occur. This is what is the another area. And environmental data, equipment performance, and process parameters, everything can get integrated, and that will identify and suggest it to you the preventive measures which you should really take it out. That is where the costly batch failures or any deviations from the quality parameters can be avoided. And companies are now also thinking about the continuous manufacturing and process control. So this could be an also possible application where digital twins can contribute it, and this will enable end-to-end production process without any interruptions and all. And real-time process control data can be taken up, and it will help in automatically monitoring and operational parameters with a continuous feedback. And that's what is the objective which really we are looking at it by adoptions of the digital twin. Now major pharma companies have already started working onto this, and they are definitely getting the superior product quality, and that reduces the time for time to market as well as the reduction into the production cost. Now IoT is area where this particular technology, that is the Internet of Things or Industrial Internet of Things, helps you in integration for the continuous monitoring, manufacturing, and comprehensive monitoring system with a strong network can capture all the real-time data, starting from raw material feed going to the final product packaging and all that sort of a thing. This helps you in improving the processes, also helps you to give the visibility of your product and batch, and can also really get comparison at a digital twin level. So what operating conditions to be maintained at a manufacturing level, this also gets identified, and that is a add-on benefit from the digital twin point of view. Now we are also moving towards a smart manufacturing. So we are also expecting to develop a smart batch record management, so now which can capture not only the manual process parameters or capturing directly from IoTs instead of uh, recording all those details and all. So real-time visibility, real-time access to the process parameters into the production system, moving towards some automation about data generation, data capture, data storage, data analysis, both from operational point of view, from compliance point of view, from system integration point of view. This is really going to help actually, into the digital supply chain management system, which really we are looking at it. And this helps in a seamless connectivity of the various systems to integrate, and that data is available to all stakeholders for necessary decision making. So we are looking at it as the data driven decision making processes, including the predictive maintenance and all that. Now predictive analytics, there are a lot of capabilities are there. Predictive analytics capabilities can work from reactive stage to a proactive application. Earlier, we were having analog based systems where the data was really getting captured, it was stored into the various silos, and then it was only available to that particular department, and that particular department, based on to their historical analysis, were taking up decisions and all. Now we are moving from reactive to a proactive operations and all. We want to really provide the guidelines. We want to predict the batch outcome. We want to predict the equipment failure. We want to predict the quality deviations and all that sort of a thing, and take a necessary conditions, preventive actions, so that we are going to reduce the disruptions and all. That is what is our objective. This is going to help in a continuous learning and improvements into manufacturing operation. That's what is the objective. Now, machine learning is another tool which is going to contribute it. Machine learning is a set about the artificial intelligence, which goes on continuously capturing the data and doing the autonomous process optimization, because based on to the data, machine learning algorithms will develop and goes on adjusting the operating parameters or suggest to them and recommend it to the all stakeholders, where again digital twins helps it to do those predictions and all that, and that will help in the improvements into the operations and improvement into the quality parameters, operating conditions, and product quality. So that is where the process improvements can really start coming up and all. So adoption of this continuous changing operational conditions about the equipment, about the process parameters also can help in improving the product quality, and there is a consistent product quality can be achieved. So these are the integrations of the various technology. So as I discussed about the manufacturing, I just wanted to touch base with the distribution and logistic also. Distribution and logistic also plays an important role, especially into the products which requires a cold chain monitoring, cold chain handling, monitoring the temperature and other parameters and all, by assuring that the product reaches to the patient in a good conditions and all that sort of thing. So digital twins also can help because it's again a mature system which goes on compiling and critical parameters into the pharmaceutical logistics and all that sort of thing. This will reduce by 90% about the product spoilage and all that because the temperature conditions are maintained, and that gives you the assurance that the product quality is stable till it reaches to the patients and all this sort of thing. So temperature compliance is monitored. Virtual replicas can be developed again by adoption of the digital twin, which helps in real-time monitoring and optimization. And uh, predictive analytics is also possible based on to the process parameters which are going to get it monitored and all that sort of thing. So IoT, cloud, and digital twin, these areas can work in an integration to assure that the product quality is maintained till it reaches the patients and all that. Now, just to discuss which are those IoT sensors which can really contribute it in the cold chain monitoring is like tracking the temperature, humidity, vibration, light exposure, and handling condition. So you can have the various IoT sensors which will monitor all these parameters and all. So product quality throughout the supply chain journey is been maintained and all the thing. You can also look at it for automatic triggering system. No, if there are any deviation, if there are any possibilities of any disruptions are likely to happen, you can have that temperature sensitive biologicals and vaccines uh, conditions which you can give that alerts and all that sort of a thing. So this was the main issue during the COVID time where that vaccine transmission and distribution was a big challenge and all this thing. So from that period onward, there's a good boost into adoption of these IoT sensors into cold chain monitoring and all. So this predictive cold chain can really help in optimization. So the models of various distribution scenarios can be developed. Optimal routing strategies can be adopted, can be developed. This will also reduce the transportation cost. It will also help in predicting capabilities of impact of the weather conditions, transportation delays, equipment failures, and all. So this maintains the integrity of the cold chain. That's a good benefit about it. This has also got an impact onto inventory management and demand forecasting. A virtual replica about digital twin along with the supply network can help in optimizing the stock levels. This helps in preventing the costly stockouts and overstock situation. This is the most important factor which I always like to discuss it more because in the today's market condition there are a lot of fluctuations are there. So identifying those fluctuation either of increasing the demand or maybe reduction into demand should really get linked up to the stock position. So if there are lower stocks, you may lose a market. If there are overstock, you may have more inventory and more money is blocked up, so which will impact onto your profitability. So this has been observed that maybe you can have a 30% reductions in the stockouts and you can maintain the optimal inventory level. This can also take into consideration the seasonal variation. Sometimes the regulatory changes are there and adapting to the market dynamics and all that. Distribution network optimization is another factor which I wanted to discuss because because enhancing the efficiency and cost reduction is always a priority area for each management because they want to uh, offer a good product at the same time at a minimum cost and all that sort of thing. So these models can work onto the entire supply chain network and help you in identifying the possible opportunities for the improvements and all. Simulation capabilities can be developed by again adoption of the digital twins by testing at a new distribution centers and doing the evaluation of the different transportation routes or any changes or new innovative approaches which can be explained, discussed, and all that. Like this helps in optimizing supply chain performance. And since now the operations are becoming at a global level, complexities are increasing. So doing such virtual testing at a network level, digital twins help a lot actually. Another challenge is you know anti-counterfeiting and product authentication. There are a lot of challenges because today a lot of products are being handled, operated from the various levels because the complexities are increasing. Products are manufactured at one stage. You may have warehouses, godowns at a various stage. Then they are exported. Then they are again transported into another geographic areas, and also in all such cases, traceability is always a challenge. And this digital twin, along with what I discussed about the IoT, cloud, data sharing, and with the AI/ML, the product and this will reduce maybe almost become a zero and will have a 99% accuracy and all that actually. This gets integrated with the blockchain technology and creates a tamper-proof authentication. So finally, this has to get linked up to the patient looking out for the entire data onto their net because this data is available, tracking is available. So from diagnosis to the treatment and to the follow-up, the entire journey about the patient, his healthcare records, and this data is available, which also can be considered into the digital twins so that no, you have optimal intervention points about predicting the patient's challenges and all that sort of thing. Texting about the patient satisfaction, centricity data, his satisfaction levels, it's really going to get important and all. And this is where the systems can really help it actually. Now, keeping this objective about the increase of opportunities into this particular digital twin system, the venture capital and the investments at the corporate level are available. And many companies are now adopting to that to achieve the breakthrough and the benefits from these new technologies. Strategic partnerships is another concept where we always suggest and recommend it because this can help with either IoT providers or cloud technology providers, and they can really work together to build up a real-time analytics, machine learning, and IoT integrations will be there. And some focus areas like specific therapeutic areas, operational challenges, targeted digital twin, new application development, and taken into consideration that all. Now, coverage of this advanced technologies are also coming up. As I discussed earlier about the IoT, cloud, and AI, the integration of AI, blockchain, and IoT is also another area is applicable to the cloud cold chain applications and all that. And cold chain transportation is another area where this integrations will really help and all that other thing. So companies who are now starting to these are already shown some good results and very encouraging things also. Now, linking up this to the digital health innovation is also an extension which may work in some cases directly, in some cases indirectly also. But when we are really looking on the entire pharma industry and in the healthcare, this is what also we should really think about it. So FDA's role is also there in contribution to the digital twin adoption, which also helps in building up a guidance, and then the pilot programs can be taken up and virtual models can be developed to see how this linking up to the FDA system and its adoption framework, as I mentioned it over here, like process analytical technologies framework and integration can really will help you to give you the real-time release data and then the reaching to the customers or the patients and all that sort of a thing. So this also helps the investments, the benefits with the digital twins and assure the patient safety and the product quality and all. Integration with the quality management system framework is also areas. See, I'm going to discuss it over here about the various integration possible. As we move from analog systems to digital system and digital supply chain management, we are really looking for a seamless data sharing. And as this data sharing goes up, we can use this data to the various applications like a digital twin or something, and a continuous innovation frameworks can be developed. So a quality system, the regulatory compliances, the documentation is also a good benefit from this particular integration. So comprehensive validation programs can be developed, which can reduce the compliance documentation maintenance cost. Audit readiness will be available because the data is collected directly from the equipment through the IoTs and all that sort of a thing. So less errors are there from the manual interventions and all that sort of a thing. So that efficient regulatory inspections are possible. And now, since we are moving from the local market to the global market, international regulatory convergence are more and more are there. So more international regulatory agencies are involved into this particular operations, and this is where, since data capture is directly from the system, there is a more confidence, not only from the customers or patients, but also from the regulatory authorities is there. So this is also a good opportunity for those companies or pharma manufacturers who are looking out for global operations and all. And that standardization with the digital twins can help into uh, better data availability, correct data availability, and reductions into maintaining all the data and all that sort of thing. So IoT integration with various other foundations is really going to work with the sensors and all that sort of a thing. That thing is give you the assurance about the accuracy, reliability, data integrity, and all that sort of thing. From moving to the clean rooms to the cold storage and all. Many modern IoT applications integrations are also happening it and all. Wherever there are repetitive jobs are there, more automations are there. Wherever you're looking for more automation, the IoT is like into the temperature, humidity, pressures, and all those really going to work and all that. And that will drive the efficiencies into operations and achieve the excellence and all. Data management is another thing. Uh, we are looking out for data capture, data storage, data integrations, and all, which should really lead to the data-driven decision making. So this will reduce the latency and improve the system responsiveness. It will have a critical safety systems with the operating of independent network connectivity is available. Data security and integrity, as I mentioned, will be there by sophisticated encryption of the data and accessing to the control systems and all. As we know, pharmaceutical is having a sensitive data which is really has to be maintained to integrate with the various applications like a cold chain, blockchain, and all that. And this whole data is going to move into the cloud where the now good infrastructures are available. So a lot of computational requirements are there which are required by digital twin, and cloud technology has got capabilities of storing the huge amount of data in a real-time basis and doing that analysis in an integration with artificial intelligence and machine learning. So this both the things will integrate it, and that will going to drive the improvements into operations and supply chain management and all. So major cloud providers are like Microsoft Azure and Amazon Web Services, that AWS are available over here. Advanced analytic capabilities are also possible, which can actually start from the forecasting of equipment failures or any possibility disruptions and all, any quality parameters or any detecting about the supply chain disruptions and all. Machine learning algorithms can be developed for having that historical data and which will identify the patterns and anomalies. Preventive measures are there going to help you to optimal operations and all, and minimize the risk for the quality uh, disruptions and all. This next generation capabilities are also going to come where quantum computing is a new area which is developing very fast, which will help in mainly the complex molecular simulations, which is going to be a big potential benefit to the pharma industry. Advanced artificial intelligence capabilities are going to get developed based on to quantum computing, which is going to help in process controls and all this sort of the thing, and which will reduce the human interventions and all, help in better decision making capabilities and all. So lot of enhancements are expected into the production and quality. This can also get integrated with the AR and VR, that is augmented reality and virtual reality. These technologies are also going to come. As I was mentioning, some of those integrated technologies, this is also one of the technology which also is really going to help to better decision making and uh, help in remote monitoring, remote training to the skills at various levels, whether it's a manufacturing level, warehouse levels, or a distribution levels and all. So that conversion will also help in the further improvement. Now, this all is expected to have a strategic implementation plan, for achieving the operational excellence, organizational excellence, and all this. Right? This integrated approach, as I was talking about the integrated about the various technologies, these technologies will help in developing the technology infrastructure, your data analytic capabilities, regulatory compliances, and change management and all. So the scalability of digital twin platform is really going to happen. Combining those internal and external expertise is also going to work. Internal uh, pharma skills are they know the challenges into the industry. The technology teams who are working onto the new emerging technologies, they know the capabilities of that. So this is where we suggest that combining these two teams together will achieve a better uh, strength into applications and all. So this will create a strategic value. improving the operational efficiency and competitive differences and all that I think, while supporting to the regulatory advantages and all. From company point of view, organization point of view, it will reduce the cost. It will have the products available into the market as early as possible. It will give the confidence with the patient that yes, the right product, right quality, right time is available at a right price also. And this is where the we can go on developing new models for the supporting to the patients and all and achieving the good healthcare system and all that sort of thing. So I was trying to discuss about the various applications from the digital twin point of view. I'm quite sure you have understood the depth about the possible operations can be there from the pharma manufacturing, pharma drug discoveries, pharma distribution, from the pharma blockchain, cold chain, and all that sort of thing, which will lead to achieving the confidence with the patients and all that sort of. So strategic implementations and all those, these are the points which I discussed into the already. In case if you have still more ideas we want to share it, do write to us. We also want to increase the capabilities of our system. I'm quite sure there is always a new thought processes are coming up based on to the new challenges which are coming up into the pharma manufacturing, as well as from the customer expectations levels are also increasing. Do share with all the knowledge base to your colleagues. I'm quite sure they will be also benefited a lot. Thank you. Bye.